I heard something yesterday that one of the biggest charlatans, scammers, race grifters of the last half century is planning on organizing a march on Washington. So by now you should know who I'm talking about, Al Sharpton. Unreal. Well, then again, no, it's predictable. This is one of their key moves in their playbook in the Communist Manifesto. And you get a lot of people happy about it. And I'm talking about people on my side, people who think like me, people who live in the world like me. And they're happy for the simple fact, I think it's late August they're going to have this. And they're like, man, this is going to be content. Leading up into the march and the march itself and days after the march, there's going to be plenty of content. And you know what? I agree with him. Because, people who rely on social media and their podcasts and their shows for income, I understand. I really do. Speaking of that, one of my wife's favorite content creators claims she gets 2-3 million views per day or per episode, and she's only receiving like $5,000 per episode. But when that money changes over to, I think she's from Nigeria or Kenya somewhere. When that money changes over, it only comes down to like $200. Don't know. I don't know. Don't that's somebody my wife watched. I don't watch that mess, but that's what she claims. But anyway, let's get back to the topic. So you got this clown, and I'm not one for name calling, but he is a clown, planning a march on Washington in August. Now, you would think, I think they're trying to reenact the original March on Washington back in the 60s. I don't know. But you would think these black Negroes are going to be out there sweating, stinking. For what? What's the purpose? Voting rights? There is no fight for voting rights. There's absolutely no fight for voting rights. There's a fight to make these elections fair, because these Democrats have been cheating forever. And I'm going to say they've been cheating since 2008. And that's just my opinion. 2006, 2008. Probably been cheating longer than that, but, I digress. That's the only fight. There's no black person, no Chinese person, no Asian person, no Spanish person or Hispanic person that does not have a right to vote if they're legal. If they're legal and without a criminal record. Unless you're in California or Illinois. I'm not finna sit here and gaslight you and just, what are they doing? What's the purpose? We know the purpose. It's a scam. This black buffoon needs to stay in the headlines. Him and that bootleg preacher Jamal Brown down in Georgia has been what's the word? Loan sharking these not loan sharking. They have been scamming these businesses like Target and these other businesses. We gonna protest. We gonna boycott. Now you give us a little money, we'll kind of ease the boycott a little bit. Man, these folks are the devil, evil. But honestly, I think in their mind, either, like I said, it's part of their playbook, it's part of their manifesto. But in some cases, I'm like, I think in their mind, they don't even know they're doing wrong. I really do believe that. And that's a shame. That's really a shame. But yeah. Oh, Al Sharpton. Oh, God. This guy's been scamming. I don't know this situation verbatim, but I heard on another podcast that I want to say Tawana Brawley. He was involved in that. He's been involved in so many scams over the years. It's incredible. But this hustle is so there's so much money in this hustle. You got Ben Crump, this ambulance chasing lawyer. Well, scam chasing lawyer. It's one of them today. You got that Alexander character in Texas. He wants to be damn Al Sharpton so bad. I guess the word I'm looking for is beneficial. It's beneficial, and it's so full of money to scam. And you would ask the question, well, what's the scam on this march on Washington? The scam is that there's no reason to march on Washington. There's no reason. That's the scam. And trust me, it's going to be plenty businesses, plenty ignorant folks donating money, giving money. It's just wrong. Part of my brain sometimes, I think, why don't God just come down here and get these folks and just send them to hell? Why leave them on this earth to antagonize the good people, to make our lives miserable? All these murderers and scammers and these just evil bastards, why not just come get them and let us live in a utopia? Well, now that's my brain. I'm not asking God. I'm not, that's my brain. That's the way my brain works. But God has a bigger plan. And, because listen, this has been going on for eternity. But God has a bigger plan. And for us who do right on a daily basis, who live our lives according to the Bible, according to that roadmap to heaven, we have to trust and have faith in that. We do. But I thank God that I don't live my life like Jamal Bryant and Al Sharpton. Because first of all, they have to hate themselves to constantly want to scam people, to constantly want to hurt people, to constantly want to make people's lives miserable. They have to hate themselves. Al Sharpton done made millions off of scamming people. Get this little spot on MSNBC when Obama became president, not talking about nothing. He's not a journalist. He's a scammer. So he's made millions. That's his reparations. It's not for me to understand, I guess. These folks make me sick. But to my brothers and sisters who are going to enjoy this content for the next couple months, we're in the month of July. We're in the middle of July. We're heading into August, with July and August, in my opinion, are the two hottest months of the year. So I guess the news is gonna heat up. I guess the content's gonna heat up. I don't rely on my content to put any money in my pocket. Matter of fact, if I did, hell, I'd donate it to charity, because I just love doing this. It gives me an excuse to talk. It gives me an excuse to have a conversation. I enjoy it. I enjoy this. I told you before in the previous podcast, I was going to write a book. And my wife and I, we're working on a project that I can use this platform not to promote a book, but to verbally tell my story. And another thing, I've been telling you guys about 2 or 3 documentaries that's supposed to be coming out. I haven't heard from any of these guys. Don't know if it's still in the works or not. I just don't know. I wish it would heat up, but it just haven't. So those documentaries, I honestly don't know if that's gonna still be in the works. But I do know that what I got planned is gonna work because I'm behind it. I'm doing it. So, but I gotta get with my wife. They're coming back from the Bahamas probably next week, and we're gonna sit down and do it. So it's gonna be probably a 4 or 5 part series. But anyway, guys, I love you and I appreciate you. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, we keep Him first. That's how we do it here. I'll see you next time.